live. Make sure your audio is connected.
Check, check.
Okay. Making sure on Twitch that it actually shows that we're up.
Check 1, 2.
Alright, final mic check.
Mic check.
Yep, sounds alright.
Uh. Okay. Well,
Alright, hello everyone. We are good to go here tonight. I'm Fan2403, joined alongside MVP. I don't know if I need to include the RZX part of your name now, but...
it's all good.
But joined alongside MVP. You've been a well-rounded competitor this season, and for this race, you're already guaranteed in the playoffs. You, in fact, and the other two in the top three in the points have elected not to race tonight. Those being Vanquish, yourself, and then Kart Racer, electing not to race tonight. So should be a little bit different having an active driver in the booth, but overall should still be exciting. Here tonight, qualifying starting to go into effect here, just as it did last week, as qualifying is glued into the broadcast. As a quick reminder for those who were not in our broadcast last week, qualifying works. It's 4 laps. Only clean laps count. If you run a dirty lap, or if you post a dirty lap at the end of all of your laps, then you will be sent to the rear of the field, and you'll be starting pretty much last. So now, here in the field, tonight's race, race 18 of the regular season for XRS, which is also the final race of the regular season in XRS. You, MVP, you have many experience in racing leagues, and I'm sure many experiences in racing leagues with a playoff format. How much added pressure does it add to the driver, knowing that there's a couple drivers in the field who only have one shot left, being tonight?
It's a lot of pressure as
A lot of guys are
I,
leaving, so it looks like maybe a setting was messed up.
I was about to say, it was like a lot of people just started leaving, so obviously we'll see them picks qualifying. But for these guys that are right on the edge and that are trying to make the playoffs, it's a lot of pressure. It's gonna test them mentally on them as a driver, trying to make the right decisions, when to make their moves tonight, and all in all, just be persistent and be there at the end.
Yeah, and especially here at Daytona. Daytona, it's a track that a lot of people think it's very much the easiest track on the schedule. Well, I can tell you it's one of the easiest tracks for sure to set a hot lap. But in terms when it actually comes to racing here at Daytona, I would say it's a different story. Even though you have just one style of racing, it works. Super speedway racing. It's Daytona. You can't expect the 3 wide pack racing all the way throughout the pack, especially with the way Forza works and the way the mechanics work in this game. But you can still expect a lot of tandems. In fact, that's going to be the thing tonight. You need a drafting partner in order to make it work at Daytona. And speaking of tandems, we do have a rule against tandeming only for the top 2. So first and second are not allowed to tandem with each other, making it to where nobody can easily scoot away from the field so easily. And the only reason why that's in place is because seasons ago we've had cars tandeming, and they just knew how to tandem so well that they nearly put an entire field one lap down. So it makes the racing more competitive here at Daytona. We've seen some of the most exciting racing here at Daytona. But then when you have a lot of races back to back to back at Daytona, it kind of gets repetitive.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I think for the last month, I've had a Daytona race at least every week. different leagues. I just
Mm-hmm.
Daytona. Obviously, like I said, I've had a Daytona race every week. I've got to perfect a lot of what I needed to do, whether it was actually knowing how to hot lap this track or
Mm-hmm.
learning to tandem with the right guys. As here they go again. Hopefully
Yeah,
everything's set up
hopefully.
correctly this time.
Yep, hopefully everything is good to go this time around. And we'll see. We also had an issue. Mayhem lagged out. SSR Mayhem, that is. So maybe that could have been a factor as well in the first lobby. Then trying to set the field. So there's a handful of drivers that we need to look out for tonight. Let's take a look at the point standings here real quick, just to double check and make sure everybody that we need to look at here. And yes, so most of those drivers being, we have Panda. That's a driver to look out for tonight. He's in the playoffs. He's in the 8th spot. But we only allow the top 8 to be in. And with him being an 8, he has a 10-point gap to Reno behind him. But I guess the good thing about with Panda and Reno there is that Reno, he holds the 9th playoff wildcard spot. He holds it because he won the XRS 500 earlier this season. And so in reality, the driver that Panda could be looking out for is Off-Road Hype, sitting in 10th in the standings. He's at 486. It's quite a big jump. It's quite a big jump for Off-Road to attempt to surpass there.
And I'd say I would differ from that because, again, if somehow Reno gets by Panda just in points, and it drops out of the top 8. Panda doesn't have that win, which gives it to Off-Road. So who Panda's looking for tonight is Oracle.
Yep, Oracle is ahead of Panda in points. He's currently sitting at 7th in the standing at 519. Okay, 519 points. So 4 points of separation there with Panda to Oracle. But Oracle has a lot of teammates around him tonight. He has 2 other teammates to help him tonight. That whole group of the... we like to call them Pepsi cars because they all ran Pepsi cars last week at Road America. But
and now they're all in great clips cars.
Yep, now they're on great clips. So it'll be easy to spot those drivers. Those being obviously Oracle, also Tython, who's well safe in the standings, and then a newcomer being Tomato. Tomato, fast driver. He's just nowhere near in the points contention because of how late he joined in the season. And MVP, you had experience last week racing against those guys. And did it seem like that they were very communicative? Like they kind of knew what was the sense of how they needed to drive around each other?
Yeah, I'd say so. Oh, but again, it was also road course, which here in the playoffs, we're going to see the variations of what we have 1 oval and 3 road courses, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so the one oval is Indy Oval, and then the 3 road courses, we have 2 full road courses and then 1 short road course being the Road America East route, or the rectangle track. See the Forza logo here, so that means qualifying should be wrapping up here shortly, as we're just waiting for a couple guys to cross the line. There it goes. We will look and see. Who do you think gets the pole?
By the way it looked, Off-Road Hype is your pole sitter for tonight.
And let's go to his lap time. Off-road set a 45.171. Close. Another close driver being Sunday Q and K with a 45.183. Did Tomato and Sunday run the same lap time? They did!
That's what
Tomato
I'm
and
seeing.
Sunday. Yeah, they ran the exact same lap time. A
It just
45.183.
so with how Forza works, whoever set that lap time first
Mm-hmm.
gets that spot. So
Yeah.
I
Whoever
don't know
set the lap
who.
first.
Yep,
Yeah, we don't
whoever
know either.
set that lap first, obviously they have it. So
That would definitely be interesting. Yeah,
yeah,
the race director running the field tonight being J.W. Reno. Reno, all he needs to do is that after the race and look at the finishing results of the race, he just needs to take a picture because on their end it shows them in the order of lap times by various times. By me clicking previous race, it's showing the order that they crossed the line in, which is
yes.
not the same order, which is not the same order as who ran the fastest lap time. So on our end, it shows Back in Black crossed the line first, and he did. He crossed the line first, but he ran a 45.339, significantly slower than Off Road's 45.171. That's actually really critical and important there. Off Road getting the pole tonight, so that's a bonus point to him because you do get 1 point for getting the pole. I'm sure a lot of drivers actually get past that. They're looking at the big points, the 50 points that you can get for winning a race, or 45 just coming in second. And for tonight's race being so points orientated, have you, MVP, in any scenario, have actually paid attention to the points and how many you need to get or who you're trying to beat?
Uh, for majority of the season, no. Obviously, after the first few races where I was getting used to the series, just obviously me being a rookie still in this series, being used to the XRS rules and all that. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it was just making sure I was doing everything right, and then using the tunes as well. Not being used to the tunes and seeing how the car reacts, but honestly, over time, I got more used to it, and uh, obviously, my 3 wins helped me. Not as much as our point leader and the guy that just loves to rub it in my face. I'm kidding. But Vanquish FRC, who obviously me, him, and Kart Racer, who all decided not to race, we were locked in and we wanted to see what would happen if we give the people who need a chance to make it to the playoffs or who are on the edge, how different the race is going to be knowing you don't have people you regularly see leading the race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm sure tonight drivers like like drivers like Off Road Panda, Reno, all those guys right on the edge. Or actually, for Reno himself, maybe Reno has a little bit of comfort to him. He's a masterful driver here at Daytona. He's won the most times at Daytona out of anyone else in the field.
And obviously being
All.
our to add on to that being
Mhm.
again the XRS 500 winner, the first
Yeah.
race of the season here at Daytona. He knows how to get it done. He'll be obviously looking to make moves early to get in position and be there at the end.
Yeah, and in fact, all except two of his career victories have been at Daytona. The exception of his two victories, he's won once at Indianapolis, and then he has also won once at Miami. So only two times he has won outside of Daytona, and he has 6 wins. So 4 out of his 6 victories, and I'm not even sure if that's fully up to date for all of his victories that he's gotten at Daytona. So Reno, he definitely knows how to get it done. Uh, Remember this, a long time ago, He won back when we called it the Daytona 450. In fact, yeah, it wasn't a 500-mile event in the past. It used to be 450 miles. So even back when we ran those events, MVP, obviously you were not here in XRS. Yeah,
Yeah.
Reno won that race too, becoming a back-to-back winner this season when he won. Which, by the way, it was 154 days ago since the XRS 500. So a lot has happened from now to then. 18 weeks of build-up, 18 weeks of anticipation, or 18 races. Sorry, not 18 weeks, because we've had off weeks for holidays and all that. So 18 races, all building up to this moment. And tonight, we just can't emphasize it enough. A lot of guys. Off-road, he was in a similar position last year, except it wasn't as close as it was this year. Off-road, he was battling another driver. I believe it was myself, but it was me and him battling to try and get into the top 8, and we didn't have a 9th wildcard spot. This season, you kind of got thrown into the 9th wildcard system, but you can only imagine from drivers in the past, they've been with us for more than a season at least, so Off-Road, Reno, Panda, that this 9th wildcard spot has kind of thrown a big wrench into everything, because Reno, while he's outside the top 8, he would still make the playoffs if the race never happened tonight.
Yeah, and obviously I've been talking even with my teammate RZX Tam. I finally finished crunching numbers because obviously I knew I wasn't racing. I wanted to see what needed to happen tonight for who would still be in it to try to make the playoffs and who was out. And I'll be completely honest, for RZX Cam to make the playoffs tonight, he needed a full lobby. He unfortunately will not get that, and with JDMX Culture making the race, RZX Cam is officially out of the running for the playoffs.
Looking at chat here, looks like the Grimmer is in our chat here. I already said hello to him, and he says, "This is my second ever start in the series. Hopefully I can do good." Well, hopefully you can do good. Speaking of people who making a first couple starts tonight, we still have a lot of rookies in the field. Tomato, he's still considered a rookie because while he has made starts in the past, this is his first XRS race at Daytona. The Grimmer, as he just stated himself in the chat, his second ever series start tonight. Sunday Q&K, he hasn't raced with us in a while, and tonight, obviously he's racing. He's been in and out the past couple of weeks, but tonight, really making an effort to come back here. Going through more of the field, we have Back in Black, who recently came back. I believe he came back last week, or did he race at Homestead? I wasn't sure.
He raced at Homestead, yes.
Okay, so similar situation to Sunday Q&K. Hasn't raced in a while. Now he's back. The Grimmer, Marvel making his first career XRS start tonight. Diamond Foxy, haven't seen him since the start of the season, or near the start of the season, because with Diamond Foxy, he did have a penalty of sorts, but the penalty only suspended him from racing until he can improve his driving ability. You don't improve a driver who doesn't really know the basics by throwing them into a high-powered XRS event. You do it by encouraging them to practice, encouraging them to try and just do better overall.
Yeah.
And now, Culture is here.
Yep. As I was saying, Culture has shown up, which gives our tally up to 20 drivers tonight, which...
It's Daytona.
It's Daytona. It will always draw the crowd. Daytona, everyone still has a shot of winning because it's Daytona. anyone can have a chance of winning. But obviously, with that, you still need to know how to hold a line, be consistent, and have the right strategy.
Yeah, a couple things that we can look forward. As stated in our Instagram post here, a couple drivers who are in the hunt. Let's look at Oracle. Oracle, he's in a position to where if JW Reno wins this race, okay, because he's the ninth driver, so we just look at the driver who's just barely outside. And if Reno wins tonight, Oracle needs to be fifth or better. If not, he is eliminated. Panda, and obviously there's way more crunching numbers of other drivers finishing in other positions. So we might not even know immediately after the broadcast who's in and out. If we do have a bunch of this position jumbles, we would need to wait until the unofficial standings come out, and then obviously penalties could be a big factor tonight, especially if someone makes it in by a handful of points, but they commit some sort of penalty. I'm not going to be the one to tell them they're out if that's the case. um, I mean, well, hey, MVP, would you be the one to tell them? Like, we could tell you. We can be like, hey, tell them that they're out. Because of a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I'll tell them, obviously, because some of these guys, and it's not to, like, shame on them. Like, they were here. Most of them have probably been here every single week. That have tried and tried and tried. Sometimes things just don't go your way. We'll see how it works tonight, and whoever makes it, they made it, and it will be a huge deal for them as a driver and a huge confidence booster going into the playoffs, knowing they made it. For the guys that don't make it, obviously, they can't hang their head too low, because they know at the end of the day they gave it everything they got to try to make it into the playoffs. Plus, they all know the state of what they need is for starting.
It looks like no, the field the grid order wasn't set in the correct.
I was like, we're starting?
Yeah, the field order doesn't look like it's in the correct condition here. Why does it show off-road all the way at the back?
I have no clue. He didn't dirty a lot, did he? I didn't see that.
Didn't show his lap time as dirty. He posted that clean lap.
Yeah. It's like, you look at the previous race, no one had a dirty lap.
Yeah, no one ran
As I said before we started the stream, if anyone was running a dirty lap, I was personally laughing at them. Sorry, it's Daytona.
Yeah, looking back at the previous event results again, usually a dirty lap is, we would be able to see it by a little warning triangle asterisk that showed that the lap was ran dirty, and nope, every single lap in the field has been ran clean. So, not quite sure. We do have you can say, a rookie race director tonight in JW Reno. So,
yeah, and hey,
there could be a handful of mistakes. We'll cut him some slack tonight. It's his first time ever being able to host, and that just shows the responsibility that Cart and Culture have done. But though now, every now and then, obviously, they've done it so many times. They've done it so many times that it gets into a rhythm of how you need to set the lap. Excuse me, I'm getting hiccups here all of a sudden.
oh, we also yeah, just realized Back in Black is running a throwback number 9 Budweiser scheme.
Oh yeah, he looks like he changed his paint scheme. Earlier he was not in that car. Earlier during qualifying, I believe. Oh, now Panda left.
We've lost Panda. As Panda did say this earlier. Just it's not
Now he's back
to
in.
yeah, it's not to shame JW Reno, but Reno doesn't usually have the best internet connection. So we'll see how this lobby goes tonight, because we will see some disconnects,
Mm-hmm.
which that also plays a factor. Who gets disconnected and whatnot. As the field is set,
Now the field
and
is set correctly. So there's the grid order for you tonight. Off-road hype, Sunday Q and K in the front row with Tomato and Smokey behind. D-Dog and FM, Cam and Panda, Reno in ninth, and Mayhem rounding off the top 10 for tonight's race. Excuse me. Looking at the chat again, we have MEA Online Racing. Texting in the chat here came from the Nationwide League Cup Series, hard-earned W. Came to steal the show, go Mayhem. Go Mayhem indeed. I haven't seen Mayhem compete in XRS in a while, as he has been busy running his own operations over at MEA, which is his racing league that he runs. And MVP, me and you also compete in there.
yes,
So we have great fun.
we
Another
do.
thing to point out here tonight is that this race, in comparison to the XRS 500, this race is half the distance. It's only 100 laps. 200 laps would equal 500 miles, but tonight is only 100 laps, equaling to 250 miles. So could that change up strategy here at all in the driver's mind of it only being half the distance of how you want to pit, when do you want to go in? Because it's really just fuel for Daytona. No tires involved at all.
Absolutely. And I know some of these guys did make like a fuel run in practice to see how far these cars could go. And that's by themselves because the lobby was set to ghosted. No one could get any drafting to see if they could go any further. But 26 lap is how far these guys can go on a tank of fuel. And that is not including cautions, which we will probably most definitely see people saving fuel to try to stretch it and work their strategy how they want to work it.
Yep. Really working their way around all the way on how you are going to make it your best tonight. And like we've emphasized, at the end of tonight, it should be exciting like the last time we were here at Daytona. And they make their way off the east banking for the final time. Off-road hype, the pole sitter, having control of the start of the race from the start of pit wall to the start line. It's been 18 races building up to this moment.
And see off-road choosing the outside for the start of the race.
Should be interesting here. Off-road on the top, Sunday on the bottom. Green flag waves. The start of race 18 is underway.
You see off-road did not get the best jump, as we see Sunday Q and Tomato both get around off-road coming out of two.
Yep, down the back straightaway. You saw around mid-pack, you see the field kind of get split up, going all the way back to around just inside the top 10. So off-road, the pole sitter sits tucked in line in third. Now cars trying to make their way single file on the bottom through 3 and 4.
Oh,
Smoke! Carnival!
Panda. They keep it straight. Yep.
Thought that could have been a wreck, but no, they avoid it.
So, I know as a driver, I know what I expect, but Dan, obviously you being here in XRS and knowing most of these competitors, what do you think these guys are gonna do or take advantage of from the start of this race?
Well, to whatever event it may be, whether it be the 500 or tonight's race being 100 laps, half the distance, to be honest, it's still a long night. It's still very much a long night. There's plenty of room and plenty of time for you to be able to make your moves when you need them. A lot of guys right now just trying to line up single file. I think a lot of them trying to maybe link up with teammates here early on, just to see how effective can you be in the draft. As we see behind Panda, 13th and 14th, Smokey and FM, they've been buddies for a long time, so they're starting to hook up with each other. At the front of the field, we see a bunch of guys trying to work around with each other.
Yeah, we have Tyson and Oracle as we had a disconnect.
Potential. Usually when we see the Forza logo right here, this means a disconnect in the lobby. And we'll wait for the ticker to cycle through to see if a driver indeed DNF'd.
Someone has. We started with 20, we're down to 19.
Trying to figure out who it is.
Grimmer.
Grimmer, yes, it is Grimmer. Right alongside Tython here. Tython Oracle getting a little dicey with Mayhem. They're racing on the inside. Mayhem may be a little antsy. It's been a while since he's been in XRS, like I said earlier. So a lot of guys like that tonight, they might be a little jittery. They might be trying to make moves that they would have confidence in, but couldn't quite get it down. Now he's kind of getting shuffled out to the outside. Oh! Oracle around! Mayhem turned him!
Tomato dropping back too? Question?
Well, you have Mayhem who got hooked around, and he kind of hooked Oracle. Now, unless miraculously none of them got damaged, this will most definitely be a caution.
They are not slowing down.
They're not slowing down. So interesting if they both saved it. They just got into each other, but they did save it. Okay, so never mind. We will not have a caution.
Pull up the map. And
here at the backstretch, Sunday on the inside, with D-Dog helping him on the inside. Off-road trying to get help on the outside. He does have help from RZX Cam in that outside lane.
Yes. Comes back down. Yep, cuts back in line.
Now you can only think it's lap 8. You don't need to be that aggressive, especially this early on. But off-road, Cam, these guys, they are trying to get in. So my guess is they're trying to be up front and stay up front.
Yes, indeed, and especially as I look further back, Smokey and FM inside, going around Panda and Reno, two guys that are 8th and 9th in the standings right now.
Whoa!
Panda.
Yep. Small bobble right there.
Reno.
Yep, small bobble. Now Reno and Panda get hooked up. FM Smokey, they've pretty much hooked since the first lap of the race. So they're really just trying to hook up, make as many positions as they can.
And stay right behind Back in Black.
I'm not sure he'll work with them.
Yeah. Oh, Jody Fry. We go in, we look in front. Tyson and Goosey look to join in on the battle for the lead as Off-Road makes a block on D-Dog.
Yep. Now D-Dog gets shuffled back to 4th. The first 4 or 5 cars, really the first 6 cars, all jumbled up with each other, single file. But you can tell who's trying to work with who. You can tell Cam Off-Road, they're kind of in the same boat. They're trying to work with each other. Sunday, he's just here to lead, trying to win a race. D-Dog, it's been a while since he's gotten a win. So he's trying to make his best effort.
as he
He
goes
goes
to the
inside.
inside.
Yep, but Cam off-road, they're working together. If they can get that tandem working, they can pass D-Dog on the outside. But right now, too much separation between them right now. As now Tython and Goosey making a run to the inside of Cam.
Oh, D-Dog.
He attempted it off-road.
Yep, almost gets the side of off-road. Cam drops back in line. Off-road will do the same. And now it's D-Dog up to second. Tython and GC third and fourth.
Yep, so now through all that shuffling, Tython and Goosey, that combo right there, they took advantage of the tandem trying to go to the outside. But the problem with that tandem that went high, which was off-road and Cam, they weren't together. They were really separated, and that is not how you work the draft here at Daytona. There's now off-road dropping all the way back from the top. Off-road has actually linked up with Smokey and FM now, that duo. Reason why I believe they will help off-road is they have known off-road for a long time. They have a good history with him. But also, father-son, FM being off-road's father, you can assume that obviously he's going to try and help.
Of course, as we now also see Cam losing the draft from the top four. So he'll try to go and link up with that second group of cars that's now being led by off-road. And has Panda at the end of that group.
Yeah, so now we have the top 4 cars grouped together. Then we have 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th all hooked up, or in near vicinity of each other. Now that group of 4 getting it together, off-road, Smokey flipping over!
Marvel goes
And that's
right
off
under.
of turn 2. Smokey flipped up in the air. Oracle nearly trying to save the car as well on the inside. And Smokey's car is destroyed.
That will definitely be a caution.
That will be our first caution coming out at the line. Yep, now Sunday backing out of the throttle. And we have our first caution of the night. That was insane right there. It looked like... it really looked like they were trying to let Cam back up to him, but Cam potentially not being a good lead car, because in that tandem pair, and especially a group of tandems, you're trying to make that work. You're trying to figure out who's good, being in the front, manipulating the air behind you, and really just who's good at pushing, who's good at being able to make sure the car in front of them is stable, and trying to really control that tandem as well as they could there. Did not work with Cam in front and off-road, knowing that he just needed to try and... I'm sure he didn't want to wreck Cam, but he just wanted to get him out of the way, bump him to the high side.
Yeah, indeed. And now for let's see who was all involved. Off-road, Smokey, Marvel, Cam, Mayhem, Reno guys like Reno and off-road not needing this to happen, especially with that wild card, or still looking to make the top 8 in the playoffs. Something you don't want to see early. As pits are closed, obviously off-road and whoever else is in the pits.
The drivers who made their way into pit road were drivers involved in the wreck. So pit road was open that time.
Yep.
Yeah, because the way the caution procedures work is that when the caution is called, and not when caution is out, when caution is called, pit road is closed, except for drivers who were involved in the wreck. Drivers that were involved in the wreck, obviously they have damage. They need to get those damages assessed and go make their way to pit road. Now, after they've made their way to pit road, once the field is grouped up, then we are able to pass by the pit entrance. And from there, drivers can decide whether they want to go in or they want to stay out. Or they can fake pit. Because that is allowed unless obviously you are trying to fake pit like at the commitment line. You're not going to cross the line and then come back out. Looks like one driver trying to make their way out of pit road here. So,
Yeah,
went just over a dozen laps. He was the one that flipped, so you can only assume that he had the most damage there to his car.
And just like that, most of the field, the orders changed. Some of these guys that were just lying back are now mid-pack or in the midst of things.
Yeah, Sunday still on the front row, but he has elected the outside just as off-road did. Not sure why, especially that he saw the start that off-road got. He saw that off-road did not get going, unless he plans on changing that, of course.
Yes, but again, it's Daytona. Things will always be ever-changing, and we'll see how this restart goes.
Now, D-Dog and Sunday were teammates in the past. Maybe that could be a situation of what's going on here.
As he gets going.
That's exactly what he's going to do. Right after the line, he jumps right down in front of D-Dog.
As, cars around. Out back. Cam as well.
Going back there, did not quite see what happened on the actual stream. But Reno, we have very slow, very damaged RZX Cam involved, limping all the way back. Diamond Foxy, limping. Culture looked like he was involved. Looks like Off-Road and Smokey have hooked up with each other. Didn't look like they got involved, but they got slowed down in what happened. Marvel going really slow, but he doesn't go into pit road, so not sure if he's damaged or not. So chaos happening from midfield on back. Let's go back up to the front of the field. Tython in fourth. Looking like he's going to hook back up with Goosey after Panda made the pass on the inside. Tython and Goosey, this was a combo that worked.
All the way up to third.
Yeah. The Tython Goosey, this is a pair that worked though. So we're going to see exactly how much of an effort it's going to take to get around Panda. We'll actually ride along with Panda to see how he defends this run coming towards him. His cars are exiting the pit lane.
Is Culture still on the racetrack?
And maybe he might have not gotten. He might have not gotten damage. He was very slow when we went back to him, so he might have just been slow, gotten bobbled up from the wreck, but maybe he wasn't exactly collected in it. Yeah, as it does look like he is up to speed. He tucks all the way back in line. Looks like in front of Oracle.
Tomato.
Oh, Tomato. See, they all look the same. I can't tell.
Yeah, they always try to run brake clips hard. I can't tell. And their number fonts are all the same. I can't tell.
I can't tell. See, this is why we emphasize to make your schemes look unique from each other's. It's exactly like real life. I don't know if MVP watched a couple of the actual NASCAR Cup Series races that happen in real life, but
Roush Fenway was big on that for a while. It's like, who's in what?
Roush Fenway, but also now I would say it's the Monster Energy cars. You have Ty Gibbs and Tyler Reddick Both of them running Monster Energy cars. They look very similar on track.
Yeah.
So,
It doesn't help they're both in Toyotas too, so there's
yeah, that does not
no
help at all.
difference at all.
So, looks like troubles for Reno as he's still on that apron. Looked like he needed to go back around to pit road.
I think he just got off pit road as he was just getting up to speed.
Oh, now that puts him 3 laps down. Definitely not the situation that Reno wants to see.
Absolutely not, especially with off-road. He's only in 12th, but still trying to work with Smokey to try and get back up to the patch up there, but it's Daytona. Obviously, who knows when our next caution is going to be.
Who knows when. D-Dog and Panda looking like they're kind of tucking in line with each other behind Sunday. Panda, he attempts to go high. He is side by side with D-Dog, but he needs to be wary of Tython and Goosey. They're almost there. He's going to tuck back behind D-Dog.
Yep. As he's now really shoving D-Dog.
Whoa! Little bobble there. If he makes another mistake like that, Tython and Goosey, they're going to get to his inside. They're going to get to the quarter panel. Try going with Panda in his game camera, see if trying to decipher what's happening. Yeah, Tython Goosey, they're staying hooked up. D-Dog Sunday looked like they were trying to get hooked up at the start, but occasionally you see D-Dog drop back to Panda.
Well, that and like you said before the start of the race, the leader and second place can't hook up either. So
Can't hook up, and so that makes this wad of 5 cars because Panda, he's really not tandeming with D-Dog because D-Dog doesn't want to probably tandem with Panda. But then you have 4th and 5th being Tython Goosey. They got hooked up early, and it looks like that's going to be the combo for Tython tonight.
as you look behind this group, Coulter, who is a lap down, is pushing FM. Coulter, who I've got to know as of recent from XRS and the other leagues I now racing him, NEA and JRL, is an excellent pusher at Daytona. Dude, if you are willing to work with him and keep him in your bubble, we'll stay right on your bumper and push you where you need to go.
And running back with Culture. He is, like indeed you said, on the back bumper, and really no car in sight behind FM. The closest would be Tomato, all the way back at 7th, but there's quite a big gap there.
As watching from FM, Panda looked to the outside, thought better, but got back in line before Tyson and Gucci could close the door on him on getting back in line.
Yep, and we are approaching that fuel window that you mentioned earlier, 26, 27 laps. We did have one caution in between there, so we'll probably go to around 27 laps, depending on how much people were saving.
Yep, as we look at the fuel for the leaders, Sunday at 17%, B-Dog also at 17, Panda at 14.
Tython 18, so yeah, roughly around the same for a lot of the field except Panda being the exception.
And FM being behind these guys at 13. And then also with the people who got damaged, it's going to shuffle things around because with FM's issue, Culture doesn't necessarily have to pit. and he's also trying to get back onto the lead lap.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes things very difficult for FM, who would love to still probably be working with Culture.
And yeah, the distance from the leader, FM and Culture, it is looking like they're making up some time, slowly but surely. And especially with this top group of 5 guys being a little undecided with each other, because D-Dog, he knows he can't work with Sunday, so occasionally drops back to Panda. Panda gets a run, but then when they try to work and they're not really getting hooked up either, that forms pretty much a window of opportunity. They get around Diamond, the lap car.
FM goes into the pits, and as I noted, Culture does not go with him. We'll see where FM come out after the rest of the leaders make their way into the pits.
Mm-hmm. And now Typhon and Goosey still making back up ground again on Panda.
So I go further back. Oracle has found Ray's peasant. I don't know how to say his last.
And that top group of 5 drivers goes into pit road. Tomato goes into pit road as well. Rays as well. A lot of the field going into pit road this time. Oracle in. Now we'll see who got shuffled back out to the leader, and it looks like that will be Back in Black. Back in Black. He has Reno to his outside, but that's not for position. Reno is a lap car.
He has SSR Mayhem, who is for position in second.
Mm-hmm.
And then not as here they are actually with a run off-road and Smokey that is also for position.
Smokey, yes. Off-road, no. As off-road, it's showing...
He is second now, as he's on the outside of SSR Mayhem.
Oh, yep. Sorry, the Forza, the telemetry meter was a little off. Or the the loop data at the top. Whoa! Reno runs wide and he's gonna get turned. Yep, Reno spins.
Yep.
And now, will that bring out second caution? We will see as they race to the line this time. They're being very aggressive about it. This might be who's going to lead the race. And whoa!
I think Back in Black holds on. Barely.
That looks like racing for a stage.
Yeah. That does bring out a caution.
Yep. Caution is out for Reno's spin.
Yeah. That doesn't help Reno, who was
that doesn't help.
3 laps down.
Yeah, already 3 laps down, so he'll need to go the pit road. He is hoping that he won't lose another lap to that, because he is allowed to gain 1 lap back under the yellow. Even if he was involved in the caution, he is allowed to get 1 of his laps back, and it still shows that he is indeed 3 laps down. So
as
we're gonna see, because he technically.
Other news, Typhon was able to get out in front of all those leaders that pitted. So Typhon is now the one with the most fuel.
So Typhon might be setting himself up good here. He's found a partner that works with him very well, being Goosey, and Goosey is actually in 7th. So no matter how we start, they're going to be right behind each other, nose to tail. Unless Panda, of course, to go down pit road. Excuse me again. I'm sorry.
But what this caution did help was those guys that were a lap down, being Culture,
Yep.
Subsonic, RZX Cam,
A
Marvel.
lot of them going. So the first couple of drivers, that group of off-road, Smokey,
And SSR Mayhem. Back in Black stays out.
What is Back in Black's
Oh.
fuel here?
Looks
Let's go to it real quick.
41%.
So so he didn't necessarily need to come down pit road.
But out of everyone else, his fuel
is now going to be the least, or on the lower end.
Compared to everyone around him.
Yep. And as you said, Titan with the most fuel now, he's in second.
Yep, and Back in Black actually making what I'd say a good move, choosing that outside, splitting up Goosey and Titan.
Splitting up Goosey and Titan here. Good move. Not sure if he actually intended that on purpose, because a lot of leaders were just picking the outside lane. We do not have an even-odd rule in XRS, as some leagues I know do. But for us, as somebody who's trying to run the road course at Daytona, someone pulled off to the inside there. Only the first lane, only the leaders can elect what lane they want to be on, whether they want to be on the inside or the outside. Everyone else from third on back is in their regular positions, being odds on the inside, evens on the outside. But this should be interesting here on what's going to happen on this start, because Back in Black knows very easily that with Titan and Goosey being so close to each other, they could be able to get linked up fairly quickly here. Especially if Goosey gives Back in Black a real big shove.
Yes, I'm going to watch from the rear of the field, see if we get at least a cleaner restart than what we got last time.
And let's see. He goes. Titan trying to stay with him. And no, he's just trying to get linked up with Goosey right away. That was very risky. It looked like as if Titan almost changed lanes before the line.
It is everyone already trying to get to the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, going on backwards. Right on.
Cleaner.
Overall cleaner.
Marvel. See, they stole then in turn 1 and 2. What to be going again.
So Sunday and D-Dog, now they're working with each other now. They're on that outside lane, but lane's closing up fast. You have FM on the bottom. And now you have Ray's Peasant with Culture behind him. And Culture is actually with Off-Road, two Trackhouse teammates working with each other.
Yes, and Culture staying out when all the leaders pit, and now that caution came out, really benefited him. He's now being back on strategy with the leaders, and he's also now back in this race.
Yep, he's going to let Off-Road by. So maybe they're going to try and tandem up.
Goosey and Tyson go up to the outside. Panda goes inside with Tomato.
That'll be interesting. Whoa! Now Panda goes to the lead. A lot of cars in tandem side by side behind Panda. Tython, Goosey gonna get tucked in line.
Just barely broke that up. Dink. Juicy Tyson was trying to link up with Tomato as, I don't know, every single car that's a Great Clips car that's in that front pack.
Well,
Dear
second
Lord.
is Tomato, and then Titan is in 6th. The other one, Oracle, he's all the way back in 14th. Now
Raze is
Tomato and
also
Back
on
in
a
Black.
Raze is also in a Great Clips car, but at least
Oh, that's lovely.
his yeah, it's like, oh, that's lovely. Goosey's in a Great Clips pink car.
So now Panda and Tomato. Tomato has Back in Black behind him, and Panda has FM behind him. And looking like the inside going to prevail on this one. Gaps, they're going to be closing real quick, and now Tomato falls back in line on the inside. Panda going to be approaching a lap car here, looking like that's going to be Diamond. Whoa. Yeah, it does for sure looks like tap steering here. All the way back, this long chain of cars going all the way back to 7th. The top 7 cars are very much near each other in this long line. So if you make a mistake, there's very little room for error as you can lose several positions. Crash at the back. Smoky can, looks like. No, Marvel, no. Couldn't quite tell who was all with each other. Ah. Now the caution comes out. So now it's going to be caution number 3 of the night. Yeah, Diamond Foxy for sure was in it. He's trying to get back going. Now the field is pacing behind. So here, it's the third caution. We're not to halfway in the race yet. We still have a handful of laps, around 10 laps before we get to the halfway point in the race. You as a driver, analyzing the way that this field has been racing, the way that this race has so far been going on, 3 cautions through 40 laps pretty much, could that influence you to try and bank on extending your fuel as much as you can or changing up your strategy a little bit here? Yeah, Back in Black. Back in Black Goosey, a lot of those guys, yeah, came in. Now, that makes Panda and Tomato the leaders in the front of the field. And Panda, going a little bit offsuit here, he's going to elect to be on the inside line. Yep. Yeah, Panda, his concern is just trying to get more into the playoffs than he already is, because he doesn't want to drop out that 8th spot. If he drops out, he's not going to be in position for that wild card spot. Reno, off-road, they are. They are in position to get that 9th wild card spot. Let's see here. A couple cars went into the pit lane. They will be waved around another time. Yeah, 2 cars went into the pit lane. So we will get waved around another time. Interesting to mind of what have happened there. But, as we said, Panda the leader, Tomato second on the outside. Then it's FM and Ray's Peasant. Look at him being up here. Vanquish has made his way to the chat. Well, if you're watching the stream, then yes, you can hear both me and you. Heard you earlier when we were doing our mic check. Okay, so we will attempt to fix this here. Here, go in, leave the party, I'll invite you back. So, technical difficulties happening here as we're trying to get MVP back into the party.
Alright, let's do another mic check.
You can try to do it on your end here. And yes, Vanquish, Panda is indeed the leader. Okay, so that fixed it. So, sorry about that, the technical difficulties that happened. Your mic was working in the mic check earlier, so not quite sure what happened there.
The idea is Panda gets going.
Oh, bobble middle of the field. Are they going to be able to get through it?
Looks like
they will. Looks like they will. Yeah, there's a bobble that really looked like from...
Ooh, 3 wide.
Yeah, it's getting crazy back there.
It is. Still got
Subsonic dropping back.
It's still got half the race to go. Some of these guys got time to be a little more patient. Oh no. Everyone knows from a driver's standpoint, the moment you get a chance to see everyone in front of you, those are chances to gain spots. You can see them in front of you, you try and go get them.
And whoa! Tyson Goosey! Whoa! As the brake flip car is getting a little bit dicey there. I believe that was Oracle leading the line.
This will challenge Tyson and Goosey, who have been up front for most of this race.
Yeah, they haven't needed to work their way through the field, so good point there, interesting. And now
So we'll
Mayhem leading
see
the line.
how they.
Well, for sure, see ya.
Yeah, Mayhem trying to lead. Oracle and Smokey try going to the outside. Nothing going in there. Trying to get him down the back straightaway.
Yeah, for sure looking like they do not want Mayhem to be the leader of this second group here. And now Cam working with Mayhem on the bottom. But now we have this. And if this is going to happen... If this is going to happen, this will not get them going. Sorry.
No. I find that interesting because the leaders are going around Diamond Foxy again. So they're still too wide back there. We'll see how that works.
Get through for now.
Up front, Panda still leads with FM and Off-Road right there along with Tomato, Rays, and D-Dog trying to work, and Sunday trying to work with D-Dog, try to find their way up to the leaders.
Yeah, they were working with each other earlier.
Here comes Oracle now with SSR Mayhem bringing along RZX Cam, JW Arena, who is still one lap down, trying to make his way back onto the lead lap so he can try and make it either into the playoffs via wild card or by making the top 8.
Let's ride along with Mayhem here all the way back in the 9th position. Just inside the top 10 for him. And this second group, they are making their way back up to the tail end of the first group. Oracle and Mayhem not quite hooked up with each other. They're not gaining as much momentum as they could if they were. Now all the way up front.
You have to move it around up front to allow that second pack to still close in there.
Yep, FM and Off-Road to the outside. Father-son duo all the way on the high line trying to get around Panda. But it's 3 cars on the bottom versus 2 on the top. But here comes Sunday and D-Dog on the high side. This could get interesting. It's going to be a drag race down the back. Panda trying to pinch to that outside with FM and Off-Road.
Cleared, but
he's cleared, but Off-Road is not.
It's FM stay loyal and keep Off-Road. Here comes Panda back on the inside. As FM and Off-Road split apart.
Yep, they're apart right now, but D-Dog and Sunday, they're coming on that outside lane. And if they can get that push there, they might be able to get the outside lane working here.
And Oracle has made his way underneath both of them. 3 Great Clips cars on the inside behind Panda.
Oh, not sure if he wants that.
With Tomato leading that, Rays right behind that, and then Oracle, who is battling to stay in the playoffs. Look where he's at in points, being under Off-Road right now.
And D-Dog, he's working with Off-Road. Might try to create those 4 cars linked up together. Sunday, he's not. Sunday drops down to the bottom, but D-Dog, he's still on that high side.
FM tried.
Oh, now the D-Dog goes to the bottom in front of Sunday. So now that's going to leave FM and Off-Road to dry. No cars on that outside lane helping them.
Now, Tomato and Rays go to the outside of Panda. Oracle stays the inside.
Yeah, Oracle stays with Panda. Oh, maybe spoke too soon. This could get dicey. Oracle shoved to the middle. The Panda with more cars on the bottom. Great racing here at the front.
Mayhem.
That second group is there. Now we have one big pack of cars. Cam. Oracle FM. Smoky hard collision there off of 2. Well, it was good while it lasted.
It was. They'll bring out our 4th caution of the night as here comes D-Dog trying to get a run at the line.
Panda! This is fun. Racing to the caution flag.
As this helps Reno. Reno is now back on the lead lap.
Back on the lead lap, indeed. So it took half of the race.
Yep, it took him half the race, but now it's going to take. We'll see how the other half the race goes on him trying to get to the lead.
And with that, I believe all except one car is on the lead lap. Yeah, that would be Diamond Foxy, who's 5 laps down.
5 laps down.
Yeah, 5 laps down for Diamond Foxy, but we've seen not very stable with his steering. He's kind of getting out of the way. He's just maybe just wanting to get some racing experience tonight, not really looking. He knows he's not in a position at all to be competitive.
So the Sonic.
Yeah, he overshot.
Yep. The classic overshot. People
forget that the field.
Yep.
Oh yeah, ARCA brakes. Yeah, he put the lightweight brakes. It's Daytona. You don't need heavy brakes. That's extra weight in the car, man.
Indeed. Who needs the extra weight?
Who needs the extra weight? Uh-oh.
Diamond Foxy.
Diamond Foxy. Well,
which doesn't really affect anything.
Yeah, it doesn't. Doesn't affect anything.
All 18 cars that are still in the race are now all on the lead lap. Reno getting his lap back, and pits are open. We'll see what happens.
Panda
goes in.
And pretty much everybody goes in.
With that in mind, only
and Forza Spaz
does leave us with guaranteed one more stop until the end of the race.
Oh god! See, folks, this is why we don't show pit road on the stream.
Panda lost the lead off pit road.
Sunday.
Being the pole sitter has its benefits.
Or being up there, the faster you are. Because off-road, he was the pole sitter for today's race. Sunday started second.
Yep, you're correct. My bad. I completely forgot off-road.
Yeah. Off-road.
I had to 50 laps already. I'm already forgetting who started where. And where everyone is on track.
Oh, it tends to happen when the racing can get this good.
Yes.
Trust me, I've been in the booth for a while.
First time. I'm not used to it. I'm
well,
always been the competitor.
You've been here many times before in that competitor position, with all the podiums and victories that you've gotten this season. So, yeah.
Yeah, as with a Vanquish watching the stream. Podiums, yes. Wins, not when that guy's around.
Yeah,
as all 3 of my wins are when a Vanquish is not around. The only 3 races where he wasn't around are the ones I win.
So now Sunday the leader.
Imagine that.
And Sunday elects the outside lane. Or no, he elects the inside.
He
sorry.
the inside.
Sorry about that. So he elects the inside.
Puts D-Dog right behind him.
And I'm sure that's exactly what he wanted. But now look at that tandem pair just behind that front row on the outside. Tython and Goosey. They're together.
Made their way back to the front, avoided the wreck as we're back green.
They switched immediately to that inside lane.
Yes. Everyone already making their way to the inside. As battle for the lead.
Almost. It was... Whoa! Who got...
D-Dog.
D-Dog, what happened there? There was a little scramble, I believe, with him and Mayhem. He tried to get merged back on the track, nearly made contact with another driver, and now he's okay. Look at SSR Mayhem! It has been a while since Mayhem has competed in XRS.
The scary thing is the guy's right behind Panda. I've been talking about him. We've been noticing them. The 3 brake clip cars. They're everywhere.
Whoa! So Panda and Mayhem hooking up bumper to bumper, but Goosey is right there. Panda is in one of the worst positions right now, because Mayhem can't hook up with Sunday, and so that makes it to where if him and Panda get hooked together, Goosey gets a big run, and he hits Panda while he's also trying to tandem Mayhem. That's gonna send his car out of control.
As Goosey backs off, Panda tries
Whoa!
to tighten look up. Panda.
That looked like
the double yellow back up.
Yeah, he went below the double yellow because Mayhem went about half a lane higher. He anticipated going to the inside of Mayhem, and then Mayhem kind of forced him down a little bit. It's getting dicey behind Sunday, and I'm not sure if Sunday wants to see that.
I'm pretty sure he would have liked D-Dog to still have been right there. D-Dog now being all the way back to 18th. He dropped all the way back to 18th. And he's got no friend around him.
It's going to be a long second half for him. Reno has made his way back up to 8th inside the top 10. Off-road, meanwhile, all the way back in 15th.
Not what off-road wanting as he looked to the outside of Rays. Looks like he's going to get that done, trying to bring Smokey and FM along with him.
Now Kart Racer has joined the broadcast. Not the broadcast, but the stream. Well, Kart, if you really would like to know a summary, Reno's first half of the race had him at 3 laps down at one point. So Reno was almost 4 laps down. Now he's back on the lead lap, has made his way back up to 8th. And D-Dog, I have yet to see Reno and D-Dog really hook up tonight because they haven't really been near each other. D-Dog has very much worked with Sunday tonight.
As of recent until now, where D-Dog is all the way in 18th and Sunday has...
Our Racers chat. They fail me so often. For those of you who do not know, Kart Racer being the team owner of Ships Motorsports, the team that D-Dog and Reno are on.
Getting a little hectic up front.
Panda really on the bumper of Mayhem here.
What really needs to happen for these guys to get like a good run on Sunday to try to get around him is they can't necessarily be that close to him, because even though Sunday can't hook up with anyone, with how Forza physics work, he he can stay right there, even with the guys behind him tandeming, and still hold them up
Mm-hmm.
to stay right there. So what Mayhem and Panda need to do is back up to get a big enough run to where they can try to pass somebody if they want to have a shot at winning this race. Something they can try to practice now before it's too late and it's the end of the race. As
Whoa!
Panda
Whoa!
to the inside.
He went slightly below the double yellow there, but Mayhem, he's kind of forcing him down there. Whoa,
Touch.
Goosey to the inside of Mayhem now. Mayhem going to get shuffled out. And Kart Racer also asking the fastest tandem tonight. Really? I think Goosey and Titan. Goosey and Titan have been the fastest tandem tonight.
I would say so myself. We haven't got to see really anyone else tandem, and the two people was Tyson trying to keep Tomato in that group, as again now the top two have 3 Great Clips cars behind him with Goosey, Titan, and Tomato.
Yep, and Mayhem not really being able to stay in the draft at all, with 3 of those Great Clips cars being 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And Sunday and Panda, they're kind of outliers to each other right now.
As that second pack, Oracle trying to hook up with Reno, bringing Cam, but back in Reno on the wall. Keeps it straight. Stay green.
Oh, Cam, did he get into the wall a little bit? No, he's good. He's trying to get back into it.
Oh!
Whoa!
Oh!
Oh my God, Cam! I believe that's back in black.
Yep. Here comes Subsign.
Very close. Subsonic, that's bold. Not able to clear Cam.
Not cleared. As at the end of this pack, Stadium has Culture, who's been kind of quiet tonight.
Yeah, was not here in practice or for qualifying, as he was at the NASCAR Xfinity Series race. Look at that, off-road hype working with FM and Smokey again behind that pack. So they're trying to get something going.
As they have left Ray's all by himself, and D-Dog not that far behind, also by himself.
Meanwhile, back up front, it does look like that the 3 Great Clips cars have elected that Goosey going to try and work with Panda. And then you have Tomato and Titan then sticking with each other.
As Oracle and Reno are now within distance of SSR Mayhem. We'll see what happens and how they try to get around him. Knowing Mayhem is one to be a little aggressive. We'll see how this goes.
Whoa, Reno gonna go with Mayhem. He ditches Oracle. Oh!
Cam almost can face the inside of Oracle though.
And Cam does get around.
The Oracle drops the line behind Cam.
So now after that, gets all
this
shuffled
second
out.
pack. Yeah, this second pack. They could ever get organized and hand them up with each other. I feel like they could run down that top 5.
Well, especially with what's going on up there, is they're trying to figure out who's going to work with who, and how is it exactly going to work out. Ooh, Reno!
Yep, Reno that was strategic or not, Mayhem immediately drops right behind Reno.
And now he's gonna push very aggressively.
Yep, and Cam's right there.
We'll hold it for now.
They're literally nose to tail.
And the car racer is asking, is there a favorite to win, or who even might win tonight's race? Yes, is the answer.
We'll probably have a more specific answer when there's like 20 to go.
Yeah, when there's like 20 to go. There's been a handful of lead changes. Sunday, he's been up front practically all night. Reno, he had a bad start, but now he's working his way back up just outside the top 5. Tomato,
Panda's
been quiet.
Yep, Panda's been up there.
Panda, he's actually been in second place, really in the top 2 for a while now in this race. Panda has been up here.
Tyson and Goosey, who we've said probably been the best tandem all night so far.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously we still have another round of pit stops. We'll see who tries to overcut or undercut people to try and make up spots as we go.
Mm-hmm. Now that second group, we have a trio that is splitting off from that second group, being Reno, Mayhem, and Cam. So now Oracle leads now kind of a third group that trio is now trying to split away from.
As he's getting a run with Back in Black. They're trying to break off. As Off-Road, Smokey and FM still working with each other.
They've been working with each other for a while now. They're trying to get outside. I believe that's Marvel they're trying to get around. And indeed it is. Those three, they've been working together for a while here now. They've slowly but surely caught that second group, and now they're trying to work their way through the second group. If we didn't have pit stops coming up in the next handful of laps, these guys, they might have a good shot.
Yep, and also that's something we can look at with those late race yellows and seeing how these three have been working together, how that's going to affect whether they still work with each other or not at the end of this race. Especially with Off-Road desperately needing to get up there with Reno being in 6th.
Mm-hmm. Well, Off-Road in reality just desperately needing to try and win tonight's race. Because Off-Road, he practically needs to win, and he needs to hope that Panda in reality has a bad race. Not so much Reno, because Reno, well, of course, that helps him to surpass him. Panda, if he drops out of that 8th spot, like you said, he doesn't have that win, so that does help Off-Road's case.
As Mayhem looks to the outside of Reno. I don't know if that was intended. Mayhem drops back in line. So slow down Cam, Oracle, and Back in Black for a split second. But the moment they get that situated, they'll be immediately back on Reno. I feel like it's the calm before the storm. Everything's settled down right now. Everyone is spread out at the moment. There's genuinely 4 packs at the moment.
Yeah, we can even see them visually here on the mini-map here as we pull it up. That first group, obviously entering into 3 and 4 now, those are the leaders. Then we have from around 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, all being together closely here. Then the other trio being Off-Road, Smokey, and FM. Then Marvel, Subsonic, and Culture being another group. And then Ray's Pezza being all by himself back in 17th. Oh no, sorry, he has D-Dog with him in 17th and 18th.
We look at fuel as we are getting close to green flag pit stops, where here in the next lap is when they can make it to the end on fuel, cautions or not.
Yeah, so we're going to see a lot of guys if they're going to be able to do the guarantee, being able just to go in, have enough fuel to the end. Or some people might try to go a little bit earlier than anticipated.
We see the fastest lap was D-Dog with a 44.1.
Oh!
What
happened there? One car went into pit road and another car slow stopped on track. That's back in black. We saw on the minimap one car stop at the end of the tri-oval.
As he does have damage.
Yes, he does have damage when 2 cars were in the pit lane. Or 3 cars. Cam, Mayhem, and Reno went to pit road.
And if that brings out a caution,
that helps Reno.
That perfect execution.
Caution! Yes.
Yep.
Oh!
This changed everything. Reno,
yes,
who battled adversity all night, is now in the top 3 when people cycle through for pit stops.
Wow.
Not what Off-Road or Panda wanted to see.
You said the calm before the storm. And now
it's gonna be a hectic storm.
Wow. Yeah, I saw one group dive to pit road on the minimap, tried to see who that group was, and as I was trying to find out, I see one dot just pretty much stop right at the end of the tri-oval, and that was back in black who hit the wall. So now, what do you do if you are not Mayhem, Reno, or Cam? Like,
you have to pit.
Well, yes, obviously you need to go down the pit road here, but it's going to get hectic on this restart because now you don't have that much time to work with your drafting partner. You need to either get with your partner right away, or your friends are where you find them.
As expected, everyone's coming down pit road other than the 3 that just made their green flag pit stop.
Yep, the 3 that just made it. And who that cycle out as the leader, that will be SSR Mayhem. So SSR Mayhem will be shuffled to first, with Reno second, Cam third, and we'll see who wins the race off pit road.
Sunday is the first one off
Sunday.
pit road.
Whoa, Culture!
Culture.
Whoa.
See if that gave him any damage.
And he barely tapped the wall, so hopefully it didn't.
I was more worried about the fact he turned right, and if it was because someone hit him, if he had damage.
Nah, it looks like... What it looked like happened was just Forza spazzing out of pit road. Which can happen, and him being on wheel, it can be a little bit more difficult to control.
Yes. But Sunday, first one off pit road, will restart 4th. Panda's not far behind Reno, which I know that's what he would like to see, but with how XRS points work, the point differential from 1st to 5th or 2nd to 5th still being a lot. So
yeah, still being a lot of points. Only 10 points of separation separating them, and there's just a 5-point gap between first and second here. So if Mayhem doesn't quite get the start that he wants, and Reno able to really make well and work with Cam on that bottom lane, that's going to give him that extra little 5-point boost there from being in second right now to then being the leader. Now, how many more cautions in this race will happen?
I'll say maybe 3, maybe 4.
3, maybe 4. So let's hope it's not a
If
wreck
not,
fest.
if not more, but that's gonna be my guess. We'll see what happens as Mayhem gets going.
And he gets a good start. Huge gap. He gets a huge gap, but it might be too much of a gap.
Who'd we lose?
Who'd we lose? And, oh, Sunday around!
Oh, we lost RZX Cam.
We lost Cam.
Mortars.
That might have been a lag incident that caused the wreck. Because Cam was up there. He was up there in about the second or third row. And him lagging out off of...
Yeah, he restarted third.
Him lagging off the start of the race, as we see all the way off-road hype affected. Smokey Unique and FM all affected. As they have not slowed down for a caution, which is quite intriguing. Only reason why is because, while yes, we do have the caution interval, sometimes we do make those exceptions as Reno
to the inside.
Dives down.
Reno,
whoa! Him and
Panda's there. Now for Panda's sake, he can stay right there. But does he want to?
No.
Absolutely not.
He wants him and Reno to be flipped right now. He wants to be the one winning this race.
But what a night for Reno too.
Mm-hmm. First half of this race, getting to 3, practically almost 4 laps down. Got caught up in a tanglement of incidents.
I don't know if the top 3, if they're paying attention to the stream, wants to hear this. But the next 4 cars behind them.
Oh no! Yeah, the cars that have been working with each other all night.
Oracle wants to be up there.
Mm-hmm. Let's ride all the way back, and they are all hooked up. Tomato and Goosey are hooked up, and Oracle and Titan are hooked up. All 4 of these drivers working with each other. These 4, they've been fast. They've been working well tonight, this group of people.
As they are running them down.
They're running them down quickly here. Yeah, they're especially going to catch Mayhem pretty quick here, as he's kind of detached from Panda here, not able to keep that draft.
Well, and Panda can't tandem with Reno.
Yeah, he can't tandem with Reno, but he's not going to work with Reno to pull away, but he's not going to drop back to help Mayhem as well. He knows Mayhem has been very aggressive tonight. This is going to set up something.
As for Sunday, dominant car is now 2 laps down.
And just like that, so much things can change at Daytona.
Yep. Off-road a lap down, Smokey.
And now
definitely did not need this type of night if he wanted a chance to make it.
All he can say is that he tried his best. For sure tried his best, gave it his all. And, Goosey and Tomato.
In front of the leader. I don't know who shutters. It looks like someone went below the yellow line in front of the leaders. They're trying to hook up with each other.
So now, 4th and 5th of Goosey and Tomato. They're fast. They have broken up from the 4-car tandem between Oracle and Tython, and they have caught this front pack.
What will they do, though?
We'll see.
The big question.
We'll see.
Does Mayhem
They're
drop
fast.
back? Does Mayhem drop back and try to work with these guys to get a run around Panda and Mayhem?
This for sure to be interesting as we're well under 20 laps to go in this race.
Ooh,
Whoa, Mayhem, little slip. Going so hard. Nope. Now he's going to get shuffled to the outside. I think just like that, how they're able to get around Mayhem. Watch for those little mistakes, little bobbles. And that's what they're going to really do to get around these guys.
as Reno and Panda are catching lap traffic, this
could be this will be a factor. With those two cars, they're also trying to tandem and hook with each other.
Stay on the lead lap.
Who are those two drivers
still-
there? Who are the two?
Subsonic and Marvel.
Subsonic and Marvel. So they're still fighting for position here as they get together a little bit. Will they stay out of the way? Yes, they're on the high side, but can they get home free?
Looks like it.
Does look like it. Mayhem, he's dropped back all the way to Oracle and Tython. Not able to keep draft with Tomato at all. So now, let's take the position of driver in second right now, Panda. MVP, put yourself in Panda's shoes right now. What are you wanting to do right here? What are you thinking about?
Personally, look at the gap behind me. Drop back to that group. Hook up with Goosey, who has been good tandeming all night. Find a way around Reno. Because that's going to be your best bet. If you want to win this race, you can't stay committed to as Mayhem around.
Whoa!
C collects Subsonic.
Subsonic. So Mayhem and Subsonic turned.
Mayhem with damage, we're going to have another caution.
We will have another caution. And Reno in the race lead. How are they going to race it back to the caution flag? Off of 4, is anyone going to make a run?
It does not look like it.
Nope, everyone stays tucked in line here. That changes a lot of what's going to happen here.
It does, and all Great Clips cars, those 4 cars are still right there.
Third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Oh my god. So it's going to be 2 rows behind the leaders of just the 4 drivers who have been working probably the fastest tonight. Now RZX Cam has joined the chat. He says, I don't even know what to say. Well, Cam, you gave it your best effort. You were running with a lot of groups tonight. Yep. We simply cannot control everything. As now I get a notification from my PC that my battery's low, so give me a second. I'm not streaming from my PC, that's how I'm able to view chat, is through my PC. Or through my laptop, not PC. I'm too broke for a PC. Yeah. Definitely don't make that kind of money. Any of the top runners, yeah. I mean, if anyone did pit in the front, we can laugh at you. Oh yeah, especially if a wreck happens here last second. Because we will have a small window of opportunity here. And I believe the caution cutoff... I believe it's 97. Well, let's say it is lap 97, and let's say we get back going. Yeah. Yeah, you have a round of a small window, because when we get back going. Oh, okay. So Vanquish has told us that he can't hear you again. Ah, okay. Yep, so we'll just do this. Yeah, we'll do the same process again. Thank you, Vanquish, for letting me know. Everything good here? Chat, let me know. If we're able to hear MVP.
Mic check.
Not getting a response yet. Oh, but Cam, he did mention something as you were trying to fix the process.
I hear myself.
Yep.
I hear myself on the stream.
Yeah, Cam, he goes, the one good thing that happened to me in this race was the pit stop, then game kills itself.
It happens when you have a game that's 5-6 years old.
Oh yeah, it happens. Now coming to this restart.
Reno chooses the outside.
We will ride along here. Green flag.
It's going tomato.
Whoa!
Boy.
False restart call.
False restart.
Yep, not everybody was able to cross the line. And for just the third time this season, a false restart has been called in XRS.
But that now makes the chance for a caution window even smaller.
And this is something that I'm sure Reno Panda, they're looking okay right now, both running well. But
Oh no.
Oh no. Did we lose?
Not the top two. We lose
Marvel. Yeah, so Marvel DC's on this one. So Marvel out of the race. Doesn't really affect much. Doesn't really affect much. It just makes it to where there's less points readily available if any of these guys fall back. But either way, if you fall all the way back to the tail end of the lead lap, that's still 13 positions, so.
As I just looked at the rundown of the leaderboard, Off-Road is back on the lead lap.
Off-Road.
He's got a sliver of hope, but the two guys he needs to beat are 1 and 2.
Yep. So Off-Road is going, please take each other out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everyone has always thought about it. There's ever a chance, whether it's for the win or like it is tonight, to make the playoffs, you always want the leaders to take each other out. It just always happens to be that
We're
way.
going to ride alongside with Tython here on this start. Actually, no, Oracle.
As
we're going to see.
We're not going this lap.
Whoa. Someone went to pit road.
The pits.
It looks like Back and Black went into pit road. That delays it further.
Which only now gives it a 1 lap caution
We all know what happens with a
window.
one-lap
If
caution
we're
window.
if we go from 97 is our cutoff.
Folks, if you are tuning in, this is XRS Race 18 at Daytona, the last race of the regular season. Drivers trying to make their way in, defending their current playoff spots, and drivers from the outside trying to look in. As it has been an amazing race so far. MVP joining me in the booth today, and we're in for a great ending to this race, MVP.
Yes, and again with those top two, obviously Reno picked his poison on which brake clip car he wants behind him. Him choosing Tomato. Me personally, as a competitor, seeing how the race has gone, I would have chose the inside, seeing how well Goosey has been doing tonight. But again, Reno has more wins here than anywhere else. I can't say that. I don't have a Daytona win.
Yeah.
So, Reno definitely knows something better than what I know, considering he's gone through adversity and here he is leading the race now.
Oh boy. When we get to the line, 91 laps complete out of the set 101 laps. Obviously, we have the one pace lap, so really 100 laps of racing.
Yep. Coming to 10 to go, it will be exciting.
Reno on the outside, Panda on the inside. The four Great Clips cars that we can't tell the difference from. All behind him on the restart.
Reno
Panda missed it.
Panda stays.
Panda's to the inside with Goosey and help behind him. Oracle trying to stick with Goosey right now. D-Dog tucking in line behind him. Tomato trying to split up D-Dog and Oracle, not able to do so. Panda to the lead.
Reno's gonna stay to the outside of Goosey. He's got to run.
Reno fighting his way through. I wouldn't be doing that considering who's coming up. That's Oracle. And Oracle is going to go with Goosey. But now, D-Dog.
Got a gap.
Oh, he's trying to force him down. Oracle to the outside! 3 wide for second. Drops back in.
Tomato goes inside.
Whoa!
Of Goosey.
Reno and others nearly getting together there.
Panda, this is probably scary for him to watch. Which line do you choose?
Which line do you choose to block? Reno on the outside with Oracle behind him. Panda with Goosey behind him on the inside with Tomato.
And they're the only two now on the outside.
Everyone back to the inside. Oracle gets back up in front of Tython. Reno getting sucked out to dry on the outside. Can he get behind Tomato before that gap closes? Yes, he will.
And he'll split those 4 Great Clips cars as Ray's actually is now up to 7th. That's their 5th Great Clips car.
And look at who's behind him. Off-Road Hype has made his way inside the top 10 to 8th. He's now to the outside of Ray's. With a big run, Culture behind Off-Road. They're working together to make their way to the front.
Culture not right on his bumper, trying to let Python and Ray's be able to keep Off-Road behind him.
They are pedaling as far as they can. One car spinning all the way at the inside at the front of the field.
Panda!
Spun around. More cars spinning. As that bobbles up the field, where is everyone?
Panda's 10th, Off-Road 11th.
Oh no! Tomato
Culture
in
12.
first. Tomato in first. Reno second. Goosey third. Oracle in fourth. Typhon fifth. Rays in sixth. D-Dog in seventh. Smoky eighth. Subsonic ninth. Panda all the way, as you said, back to 10th with Off-Road in 11th.
Caution.
Caution!
Okay, there it is.
There it is.
So, no more cautions.
No
Reno
more
is-
cautions.
Oh,
Oh,
Reno's in the worst position.
wow.
Look at all those brake clips cars have
All
first,
around
third, fourth,
Reno.
fifth, and sixth.
Wow.
He's all alone up there. But we've seen tonight, Oracle, if he's got a run, he's taking it. He hasn't necessarily stayed
Yeah,
working with the other Great Clips cars.
Yeah, Oracle,
But-
he just wants to be up there. He wants to get a win. Or even though Oracle, he's in the playoffs. Oracle's in. He just needs to have a solid finish tonight, especially ahead of those behind him.
Yep, and where Reno's at, this actually somewhat helps off-road because Panda doesn't have that win.
Panda doesn't have the win, and if Reno wins the race, and if Off-Road is somehow able to make up a lot of positions due to a wreck or something happening in front of him, if Panda stays in the back, Off-Road gets shuffled all the way back to around mid-pack, that's going to jumble the points to where it could be just a handful of points separating.
It's not the points, too. The points situation right now is between Reno and Panda. With Panda being in 10th and Reno in 2nd, Reno would pass Panda in
yeah.
points.
He would pass
Giving
him,
Off-Road that
giving
wild
Off-Road
card.
the... Yep. Because there's only a 10-point gap in separation, and if Panda's all the way back to 10th, let's give a reminder. Let's give a reminder to how the point system works. You get 50 points for winning the race. And let's go back until we have a 10-point gap separation. Oh yeah, that's all the way back to 4th. And 4th gives a 12-point separation.
To 10.
So right now, there is a 19-point separation if Reno wins and Panda is back at 10th.
And with Oracle's in 4th, because he's only 4 points in front of Panda,
This puts...
it's going to be tight.
It's going to be close, but this might make it to where Panda out, and if Panda's out, Reno in, that gives Off-Road that wild card.
So
I'm in
off-road
calculus,
right
and I
now.
can't even do this math.
Yep.
Oh
I'm,
my
if I'm off-road right now. I am rooting for Reno and those Great Clips cars to stay in front of Panda.
Just stay in front of Panda mainly, and you're hoping that Panda, he's not able to get up to around the top 5, because if he gets up there, then that's going to shorten that gap.
Yep, because
Panda would need to get up to 4th. Or actually, no, he would need to get up to 3rd, because 3rd, it makes it to where it's a 9-point separation between 1st and 3rd.
But also, Reno would love to finish in front of Panda because he gets to use those playoff points.
Being that wild card driver, your playoff points go away.
As the Reno.
The final restart of the race. Tomato gets going well on that inside. Reno working on the outside.
Reno jumps in
front.
Inside.
So now he's to 2nd.
Oracle gets inside. They all single file already.
Yep, everybody single file all the way back until Culture. They're stuck on the high line all the way in the back.
Off-road trying to make moves.
Because Off-Road, he still wants to make up as many positions as he can because he doesn't want to fall too far behind. gets turned!
Reno!
Flipping over and over on the inside. Reno wrecks out with 3 laps to go. Goosey, Oracle.
Oracle's the outside of Goosey.
Tython goes with Oracle. Now, Oracle staying high. He has the help from Tython. It's all the Great Clips cars racing against each other.
2 to go. Tython drops in line.
No, comes back up. He has help with D-Dog now. Those 3 cars on the outside lane trying to make something work. Trying their hardest. Side drafting from Goosey. And now the points, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yep. Reno all the way back to 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Off-road, just 12th still.
That's not going to create much gap and separation there. Just a handful of points there. Off of 4. White flag. It's the last lap of the race.
Oracle still trying to work that outside. But he's
Falls back in
gonna
line.
drop back
Raise!
in. Raise!
Smokey around. D-Dog in the wall as well. A crash on the final lap. And that's separated a little bit. Will anyone have anything for
Goosey drops back to
Tomato?
Oracle. Goosey drops back to Oracle.
He's going to have one shot if it's going to be anything.
Yep.
Tomato defending the low. Goosey on the outside. Side by side. Tomato. And pulls the glitches and puts back in black in the lead. Yep. But Tomato gets his first career XRS victory. And it's a
Panda
1,
8.
2, 3, 4. 4 of those Great Clips cars all finish next to each other. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice.
And Rays gets clobbered
Yep,
by AI.
as with all of that going on in Reno,
Now, yes, we need to see
Getting-
what is the points.
and, yep, with Reno getting dumped, Panda finished 8th. With that, Panda makes it. With the
Panda in
final-
8th would be 33 points. Well, also the order might be a little messed up here, so as it did mess up Back in Black's order, so we're gonna see here to confirm. And we'll exit out of the race here, wait until all drivers finish. And then we will look at the finishing order of the race. We will get official finishing results from race control. And the separation there, you said, it showed Panda in 8th, correct?
Yes.
And then Reno, he ended up going back to
15th beating
Fif-
race.
15th. So that would be 26 and 33 points. So yeah.
So he doesn't do that, but with off-road only finishing a spot in front of Reno. Off-road is out, Reno is in.
Mm-hmm. Off-road out,
Wow.
Reno in.
As I look at the Discord, Mayhem congratulating Back in Black when Forza gave him the win. It's yes, we know Tomato won.
Yeah, we're looking here to see who's the official top 3. And it's looking like it's going to be Tomato, Goosey, and Oracle.
And that does help Oracle a little bit because if we look at his playoff points, he gets an extra playoff point, which helps him move up. Granted, it only helps him move up like one position in the playoffs.
So we will invite the top three to the party right now. We'll see if we are able to get all three of them. Okay.
It's always one Great Clips car that won't show up, whether it's Typhon. Yeah, we saw that.
I know.
Great Clips guys, don't know how you did it, but you all swarmed Reno on that final restart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we might, yeah, so as you said, we might not get the race winner here. I'll invite one more time just to see. Then I will tag him in the Discord, see if he says yes or no.
What a race, though.
I know.
From start to finish, people battling adversity, getting back, and then some getting thrown straight out the window.
It,
And yeah, it's Daytona.
it is. It is.
We'll see here. And Tomato does decline. Okay. Just confirming that with him. Alright, so it is looking like we will only get to interview 2 people today. Because usually we would go back to the next car, but the next car would be Typhon, and
Yeah, no, you know.
we know he's probably not going to accept post-race either.
Yeah,
So-
he might not be happy, but he is in for the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so MVP, you can take it away with Goosey, and or actually take it away with Oracle. I'll do Goosey.
Alrighty, well, Oracle, third place finishing position tonight. Was kind of hectic. You kind of stayed mid-pack most of the race until the end, where, as noted, you and like every other Great Clips car that was in the top 6 were just there at the end. Take us through how your race went, on how you felt like if things should have been different, what can improve, or if there's something
I mean
like,
that's.
up on that line.
I mean that's about every Daytona race you race in. You're gonna have points in the race where you're gonna get caught up in wrecks and everything else in close moments. I happened to get in a few and lucked out in the end of the race, just keeping it cool, not trying to get myself into any hectic positions that ended up setting me off. There's a lot of good moves by my teammates to help keep me and a lot of other guys who were working with me up in front, and we came through and ended up pulling out the top 4. Hate it for Ray's because he could have had it there, but yeah, it's Daytona. Nothing's ever perfect when you're racing there. There's going to be some gives and takes, and eventually that stuff did happen. And I hate it for those guys who got caught up in the back in the final parts, who I was racing for the playoff spots. But yeah, it's Daytona.
As you said, those guys you were racing in the playoff points. Oh, with tonight, you did secure a spot in the playoffs. How does it feel
Uh,
upon making it and also driving an extra playoff point to start
yeah.
the playoffs?
That's for my tie for the best position of this season so far. And I'm happy for that. It makes me feel a lot more relieved, so I'm not having to constantly worry about, where I'm at position wise and how fast I got to be. But I really didn't want it to end up coming down to Daytona. I really wanted to be, you know, 2 races ahead before this, but you have to you have to give what you take, and I got what I wanted. So gotta prepare for the playoffs, and I'll be ready for that.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your third place finish today.
Yeah,
And me personally, I'll see you on the track here in 2 weeks,
yeah,
racing you for these to
yeah,
make a run for this championship.
yeah, yeah. All right, talking with you. See you guys.
Yep. Now moving on, we go over to second place driver Goosey. Do you have? Make sure you have your audio connected. You have it checked off. All right, and Goosey, you and a lot of those Great Clips cars that we saw were really figuring it out, working well together. Did you guys like really go down and practice a lot on your off time to be able to work so well with each other here in preparation for this
Uh,
weekend?
no, I mean, we just been racing out of other groups for a really long time now, so I mean, we've kind of have that chemistry going already, so working together is nothing really new for us, so I mean, it's glad to see four of us in the top five.
Yeah, very, very impressive showing here. We saw you working with Tython there early on, get jumbled around, and as MVP stated, you kind of swarmed Reno there. He was on an island by himself and trying to make his way around. Was there anything that really could have been done differently on who you were trying to get a winner, or did you guys even think that you were going to be this dominant tonight? The fact that you guys had four drivers finish inside the top five.
No, I mean, coming into the race, we qualified most of us at least outside the top 10, and kind of from there, we just kind of worked our way up, so about mid-race, we kind of knew to try to stick together. I mean, I know myself, I wasn't going to make the playoffs, so we were just trying to help Oracle make it in on that final restart, try to get him in line to pass Reno, and whatever happened from there happened. So I'm happy Oracle's in there, and just overall, the Great Clips guys did an amazing job. Try to get all five of us in the top five, but I mean, we managed to get almost all of us, so that's good.
Yeah, no, very, very amazing effort. Congrats on your run here, top three. I believe is this your first XRS podium here tonight?
Yes, it is. This is actually my
Yeah,
best finish.
your best finish in XRS. Good on you. Good on you, having the support of a lot of drivers that, as you said, you built the chemistry with. So, yeah, now you have a lot to look forward to, especially if you guys continue this rolling for seasons to come. So, uh, good job on tonight, and good luck to you. And maybe I can get to speak with you more often, getting some podiums every now and then.
Yep. Well, let's see and hope. But thank you guys for having me.
Yep, thank you. And now we wrap up here. MVP tonight. You have been so used to being a competitor. You've only been in the broadcast booth as a competitor. Tonight, very different perspective. And what a race that we had for you being here in the booth for the first time as a broadcaster. Overall, what'd you think of what you were seeing tonight from your point of view here?
I mean, it was a blast. I mean, again, as you said, I'm usually only here as a competitor when I join the broadcast booth, but tonight, not competing, uh, because I had locked myself into the playoffs, uh, by points already. So it was great being able to watch and see how it was going to go, especially with it being Daytona. But now I have to flip the switch. I gotta be ready in 2 weeks to go out there and try to win a championship.
Yeah, now you need to move on, be able to go through and really go for a championship effort tonight. And really go forward for a championship effort. And good luck to you on that. And thank you for assisting me in the booth in AK's absence for this race.
Yeah. Wish AK should have been here. You might know more about where he's at, but
Mhm.
AK, get here as soon as possible because you're gonna want to see these playoffs, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. The Vanquish doesn't uh, spoil the party and just blow us away.
We'll take 50 horsepower out of Vanquish's engine. Don't worry. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, darn it! You're getting my hopes up over here. I'm just playing,
Yeah.
but
So,
you look at those 4 tracks we go to, great tracks. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
that'll be a
And
lot of
they
fun.
all differ. Yep, they all
Mhm.
differ. You get a short Road America. It's gonna be a lot of speed, almost like actually an Indy, but you're going reverse.
Kind of. Yeah, thinking about it.
Yep, and then obviously Watkins Glen. That's probably about everyone's favorite as a NASCAR driver for a road course. Everyone loves Watkins Glen. Then we get a rain race at Sebring before we go to the cutoff for the playoffs to the championship 4 being at Indy, which that will be fun. Me personally, I hope to redeem myself on a second there, but it'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, I'll race smarter, obviously too. As a competitor, I won't be out there trying to just have like too much fun pitting whenever. I'll just be more strategic.
Yeah. Oh, Cam, he has a chat for you. He says, "I love you."
Oh god, this guy.
This guy. But
I'm
yeah,
joking.
that will wrap up tonight's broadcast of the regular season for XRS. We're done. Regular season's over. Now if you didn't think it was go time before, it's go time now. It's the playoffs. 4 races, 1 big round. Like MVP was stating, every track brings something different and unique. Even though 3 of them are road courses, they're very different from each other. Join us
And
not next week, although we might have some scheduling conflicts because next week we do have St. Patrick's Day weekend, but we might run into a scheduling conflict of needing to move up the Road America race because as of right now it's leaning towards obviously keeping the schedule the same. So to know that information, follow us on our Instagram, XRS Xbox on Instagram. You can find our Instagram link over in our About section here on Twitch. So go follow us there on Instagram, show your friends. We will have the page updated, all up-to-date news and content for XRS. For more highlights and full in-depth highlights, we'll have them uploaded here within the next day or two here on Twitch of all clips and highlights. And later on, the full race broadcast will be uploaded. If you had missed any moments tonight and want to go through it, subscribe to our YouTube channel, which you can also find a link to that here, to all of our social media pages, including our TikTok page, here all on our Twitch About section. For now, it's so long for tonight here on the high banks of Daytona. Join us for our next race, race 19 of the season, and the first race of the playoffs, being Road America East Route. I'm Fancy403. Y'all have a great rest of your evening.